Hi everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and welcome to August's Bake-A-Tale. So Bake-A-Tale, if you don't know, is the program where we talk about a recipe, something to bake, and some books that are connected with the recipe, and some crafts to go with it. And we have kits available that will have a copy of the recipe in it, and a list of the books, and some materials so you can make the crafts. And if you are able to come into the library, you can come down to the children's room and pick up one of these kits, or you could always call us and reserve them. And we could have the kits available for you, and you could come to curbside pickup and you wouldn't even need it to get out of your car. We would just bring the kits to you. And if you can't come to the library, you can always email us at kids@adamslive.org, and I'd be happy to send you out the recipe and the instructions for how you can make these things and gather the materials yourself. But we'll have the kits and we'll have them available as long as they last. So come on down to the children's room and get one. Now, I don't know if you know that Latrobe has a Banana Split Festival every August. Do, because the Banana Split originated here in Latrobe. So I'm not going to give you banana split recipe because you can come to the festival and get them. But so do you know about banana splits? How you can see on this book, it's a dish full of ice cream with the cherry on the top. Well, a banana split would have bananas and ice cream and some sauce and cherry on the top. So instead of doing banana splits themselves, this week's recipe is for banana split cookies. And these cookies have banana in them and some chocolate in them and some cherries in them. So it'll give you the idea of a banana split, especially if you do what it says you can in the recipe and make the cookies bigger and then put some vanilla ice cream or whatever kind of ice cream you want on the top. So if you do it that way, then it'll really be some banana split in the dish and it'll be yummy that way. So the crafts this time are, this is a corner bookmark. You know I love these. This is the one to look like some ice cream. And then this is supposed to look like a cherry tree. Mine's kind of a magic cherry tree because I put cherries on and blossoms and leaves all at the same time because I thought it would look extra fancy that way. But so here's why we'll get the cherries for the top of the banana splits or for your cookies by making a cherry tree design. And this is a sunflower design, which doesn't really have anything to do with banana splits, but I just like seeing all the sunflowers that are out now in August. So there's a sunflower craft too. And some books. Since we're the library, we always want to talk about books. So these are books that are related to the banana split. Like this one, it's called Ice Cream Man, How Augustus Jackson Made a Sweet Treat Better. And this is about a real person named Augustus Jackson. And this book was written by Glenda Armand and Kim Freeman, and the illustrations are by Keith Mallett. Now this book, well, it started out being called B is for Bedtime, a going to bed alphabet book. But then somebody got a hold of a pencil and changed it to say B is for Bananas, a going bananas alphabet book. And this book was written by Carrie Tillotson, and the pictures are by Estrella Lorenzo. And this last book is about cherries, and it's called Pie in the Sky, and it's written and illustrated by Lois Ehlert. So Augustus Jackson, if you didn't know, and I didn't know about him until I read this book, Augustus Jackson made ice cream, and at the time when he was making it, it was something that only really rich people could afford. But Augustus Jackson was actually able to make his own ice cream store and make his own ice cream, and people loved it. But he wanted a chance to give it to more people, make more people able to have it. So he did his recipe and he experimented a little bit. So to make ice cream, you would need sugar and cream and maybe a flavoring, could be vanilla, could be strawberry, something like that. You put it into a metal ice cream maker. You put ice around, but then Augustus Jackson got the idea to add rock salt to the ice. And that made it freeze the cream and the sugar, the mixture freeze much faster, so you could make more ice cream faster, more ice cream in a shorter amount of time, and it would stay frozen so you could transport it to someplace. And it is thanks to Augustus Jackson that we're all able to enjoy ice cream today. So he really made a discovery that made summer better for a lot of people, and winter, anytime you want to have some ice cream. Now, you'll need a banana for a banana split, but the banana in this story is quite busy. Busy drawing, busy thinking. Oh, and it says B is for bedtime, and he says, bedtime, that's not very appealing. So he changed it to bananas. A is for awake, B is for bedtime. But I don't want to go to bed, says banana. How about B is for banana? Nope, no, sorry, this is a bedtime book. Fine. If B isn't for banana, then C is. No, C is for cozy. And banana doesn't start with C, but Captain Banana does. So, this banana's got lots and lots and lots of ideas, and really none of them involve going to bed. So if you want to be in the mood to, when you're getting ready to have your bananas for your banana split cookies or your banana split, you could read B is for bananas. And if you're interested in how the cherry came to get to the store, to get on top of your ice cream, you could try this book, Pie in the Sky. And it starts out, this tree was here when we moved in, and Dad says it's a pie tree. You know how it can be a pie tree? It can be a pie tree because it's going to have cherries. And you can make cherry pie. Maybe we're going to have to do that sometime for Bake-A-Tale. I'll have to make a pie. But for this one, it's just how the cherries get onto the tree. So it's sort of the life and then the year of the cherry tree to see what happens, how it starts with blossoms and then ends up with cherries, and then somebody picks them and then we can use them for banana split cookies. So this does have a banana in it, and my cookies kind of taste a lot like banana bread to me, and they kind of got that consistency too. They're a little bit sticky, but we put them in the refrigerator, and again, if you were going to put ice cream on them, you could just keep them cold anyway. So if you don't like bananas, this might not be the cookie for you. You could just do it without the banana, and you could put in cherries, and you could put in chocolate chips. The cherries that I used were real cherries, fresh cherries that I took the pits out of and chopped up. But you could use maraschino cherries if you want the kind that looks like this, the kind that you'd put on top of ice cream like that. You can always use maraschino cherries. You could use frozen cherries. You could use whatever you have, but it's got the same kind of flavors as a banana split, and so it's a good thing to try. If you don't have any ice cream, you could still have a banana split cookie. And you could always do some ice cream and cherry and, banana flavored banana sort of adjacent. How about sunflowers the same color as a banana peel? We'll go with that. You can do some crafts too. So you know that baking is more fun with a friend, and you need an adult to make the cookies because you do need to use the oven for this. But for the crafts, you can do them together. You can do these separately. It's kind of up to you, because in the kits, there will just be a lot of the materials, just the papers that you'll need to make these things, and then you can decide exactly how you want to do it. So for our banana adjacent craft, to make the sunflower, there will be in the kit a piece of orange paper if you want to use that for the background. It's nice because it shows up well on it. There will be a piece of green paper, and you can use this for the stem and the leaves of the sunflower. So if you cut a strip here, cut some leaf shapes out, that's what you can do for this part. And if you fold the leaves in half, once you have them cut out, You fold them this way, and then if you put them on here, it makes it a little bit more three-dimensional because the top's going to be three-dimensional too, the sunflower part. So there will also be some yellow paper like this for you to use. I traced a cup like this to make there's a yellow circle in the center. And so I put the big part of the cup for that. And then inside there's a black piece of paper. You can look for the black paper in the kit. And I did use the bottom of this, but then I thought it wasn't quite big enough, so I just made my circle just a little bit bigger. So you will need two circles, the bigger one out of the yellow paper and the smaller one out of the black paper. You can glue on the stem and the leaves and the yellow circle for the center, and then you can make your strips. So you can take the rest of your yellow paper and make thin strips on here. The ones I did were about 3/4 of an inch thick, so you can make them half an inch would be skinnier, whole inch would be wider. Cut the strips, then you can, if you would do them this way, you could cut them in half, and each of your strips will be these loops to make the petals. Now, I had 16, and how the instructions said to do it was to glue one on the top, one on the side here, one on the bottom, and one on the side here. So if it was like looking at a clock, it would be 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4 first, and then put one in between each of those, and then fill in the other ones in between those. But if you want to just do it all the way around that way, that's fine too. It's your project. You can do it however you would like, but you'll glue your petals down. And then you put the black paper on top, so it'll kind of hold down your petals if you need to. And then you can put sunflower seeds on. Now, when the people who developed this craft did it, they used real sunflower seeds and put it on with liquid glue. I thought it would be more exciting if I used colored seeds. So I took the other pieces of paper in here and made some red and yellow and green and red seeds and cut them out that way. But you can always use the black paper and make black seeds. You can draw them on. You can do however you would like to make your yellow, like a banana, picture. Now to make the cherry tree, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a page of a book. So we'll give you a page from this old book. So we're upcycling it to do the crafts. So there'll be a page from the book, and you can cut out the trunk and some branches on the tree. It's a little bit hard to see, but my trunk goes here and there's some branches coming up this way. There will be some tissue paper in the kit, and you can use those to make cherry blossoms if you would like. There's that green paper. There'll be some extra green paper that you can cut out to make leaves. And if you have a hole punch at home, one of these, if you want, you could take the red paper and cut out some cherries too. You can decorate this however you would like. You can put more things on the bottom. You can put clouds, decorate the top however you would like. But if you are doing the cherries, if you want to cut out cherries or cut out the pink blossoms or even the leaves, what I found it was easiest to do was to take the red paper, or would say red paper for the cherries, and folded it all up. So then when I used the hole punch, it cut through all the thicknesses of paper, and then it cut more cherries at once. So I didn't have to cut them one at a time. Same thing with the pink tissue paper. So I folded it up, drew a circle on it, and that's what I used for the blossoms. These ones. But since the paper was folded, it cut out several at once. So I used these for these bigger flowers. Once they were cut out the circles, then I sort of, went around the edge to try to make it look more like petals. So I just sort of cut in and around it. And then I just also took some of the pink tissue paper and crumpled it up and put it on that way. And that's pretty much all there is to this one. You can design it however you would like. If you want to do another kind of tree besides a cherry tree, you can make it an ice cream tree. You can make it however you would like, whatever you would like your tree to look like. And then finally, for this corner bookmark, this is how it goes on the corner of the book. It slides on just like this. And all of these corner bookmarks are from Red Ted Art, and they all start off the same way. So I'm going to show you how to make the basic part first. And I'm going to show you with this piece of origami paper, but in your kit, there will be 2 squares of white paper that you can use to make your ice cream cone. But so the first thing you do is to make the part with the pocket that will sit on the corner of your book. So you'll have a square of paper. Yours will be white, but you take your square of paper and you fold it into a triangle like this. So when you are working on it, you will have this part facing you and the point of the triangle facing away from you. I'm just holding it up so you'll be able to see a little bit more. So once you have it like this, you want this corner and this corner to come up to the top. So this gets folded this way and comes up at the top. This one gets folded this way and comes up to the top. So it makes a diamond shape. It was this triangle, and then you fold it. So this corner is going up to the top. So the fold goes like this, up that way. This one goes from here up that way. And then you have this diamond. Well, then you unfold it again. Let's go back to your triangle. This triangle has 2 pieces of paper at the top. You're going to fold just one, the one that's going to be closer to you, down. So you don't want to fold both of them down because then you won't have the pocket. One of them will still be sticking up, one you'll fold down. And then you'll take these parts on the side that you folded up to the top before, and you'll fold them up again, but instead of going up to the top, you're going to tuck it inside this little pocket. So this one goes over to the pocket and then folds underneath here and then goes down like this. So now you have a diamond shape, but it has the pocket. And once it's your bookmark, it's going to actually get turned around like this. So this will be your pocket, like this. Then but this particular one is to look like an ice cream cone. So we need the cone shape. So this is the top. This part without the pocket is the bottom, and that's where you're going to make this cone shape. Do not do what I do and cut it from the pocket, because then it all falls apart. So that's not it. You want to cut this bottom part into the cone. So you cut a little bit from the outside and down, a little bit from the outside and down, and then you'll get this triangle shape at the bottom, and that is going to be your cone. So for that, you can do some, it's called cross hatching, where you make lines going one way until the other, and so it kind of looks like the waffle shape on a waffle cone. If you want to decorate your cone some other way, you can decorate it however you would like. But if you would like, you can cut 3 scoops of ice cream, which is what I have here, and then I put at least a little bit of the red paper to make a cherry on the top. So if you want it to go like this, you can take one of your papers, and if you put it on here and trace it, you can kind of trace around the corner. I'm sorry, when you're cutting this part, you also want to round it off a little bit. So you've made your triangle at the bottom for the cone, and then this part is just rounded a little bit. Again, don't cut too much, not enough to make it fall apart, but you just round it a little bit. So then you'll have more rounded shapes to look like scoops of ice cream. So you can take one of your papers, whatever color you want your first scoop to be, and draw it on here. So you'll be cutting out this around it. You can make it a big scoop, and then you can make it so it will fit on the edge here. If you want to have it sticking out a little bit more or making a drip down, you can do it however you would like. If it's right on here, it'll be a little sturdier for your bookmark. But you can cut out 3 different scoops, and glue those on so they're kind of be overlapping each other. I did my favorite flavors of ice cream. So this one was strawberry, and this one was mint chocolate chip, and this one was kind of vanilla, but with sprinkles, because I like sprinkles. You can put little faces on your ice cream if you want to, but you don't have to. If you have, feel weird about putting faces on the ice cream that you might want to eat, you do not have to do that. You decorate it however you would like. And if you'd like to put a cherry on the top, you can. And then it is ready to mark your books. So that's it. So I hope you will come in and be able to get the kit, make the cookies, do the craft, and I hope you'll come and enjoy Latrobe's Banana Split Festival later in August. So thank you very much, friends. If you would like to show me your craft, you can bring it in and show me, or you can always send a picture to kids@adamslib.org, and I'll see it that way. So thank you very much for joining me for Bake a Tale, and see you again next month, and we'll bake up something else. So thanks, everybody. Bye.